It's really cool how different organizations gave us great ways to think about hacking and guarding against those black hats. Lockheed Martin really took a military concept called the kill chain, and they were the first organization that brought this to our world of cyber. And this is a really great thing because what a military kill chain was all about was figuring out the various activities of your adversaries and determining how you could stop them at various points. This works out great for us from a cybersecurity perspective because just like an attack on the traditional battlefield, there's going to be various steps that are typically taken, and these various steps offer abilities for us to stop these black hats in their tracks. So I'll be hitting you with elements of the cyber kill chain throughout this entire ultimate guide. You are going to become an expert when it comes to everything involving reconnaissance. What's happening here? The attackers are figuring out the addressing and the services that we're offering. They're figuring out what we have available so they can attack us. Then they enter a weaponization phase. They start looking at their malware and their other types of techniques and tactics, and they start figuring out how they can attack us. So based on their reconnaissance, they start building this weaponizing information. Once they've got the malware or the worm or however they're going to attack us, maybe it's ransomware, once they've got that figured out, they then figure out how they are going to deliver that payload to us. Yikes. Maybe they're going to make a remote access connection in order to deliver the payload. Then they trigger the payload. The exploitation phase is where they're actually triggering that malicious payload. And then the installation phase will occur oftentimes. This is where backdoors are being installed, or maybe the Trojan software that was buried in the weaponization and delivered code is now executed. And now they enter the command and control phase. Really scary. They are in the systems and they are starting to acquire perhaps the data that they are going to be holding hostage against us. And that wraps up the cyber kill chain because now they're actually taking the actions against us. And if we think about the famous case of the Colonial Pipeline attack, we saw them go through the reconnaissance, the weaponization, the delivery. Every single one of these steps, we can point to the exact point in that attack where they were in each of these phases. I'll have lots of practice questions for you to really master these phases, as well as flashcards, because this is really critical information. What's great is if you're struggling with any of these steps, we're going to be talking about them in depth in separate areas of this ultimate guide. But thank you so much for joining me here in our initial look at the cyber kill chain.